don't go trying that shit on me. 'Cause I still can't sleep without medication. And I let my thoughts run wild while I still think I got one. And I hear too much about my reputation. And I'm tired of sleeping on this floor.
Here it is. We're here. Take two.
We're in it.
Take two. So, behind the curtain or behind the scenes, fourth wall break here. We did this episode already before. And I went to transfer the audio because it was only audio only. That's when I was having some issues with the laptop and I couldn't do video. I think what it was is the podcast gods wanted to see your face on camera is what it came down to.
That's fine.
It happened.
That's what they want. They can have it.
And you can't argue with it, you know? Because I transferred the file over and it corrupted and I lost the thanks. Cool lady. As soon as we hit record, she loses her mind. I really hope that's my wife. Heidi.
Like, yeah.
All right, cool. Not a burglar. All right. And we're off. But yeah, so we tried this episode before. It didn't go through, but you were gracious enough to come back, and it was a long drive. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah. So last time we talked, we covered your stamp collection. We played. Not collection. That sounds strange. Your stamp business. Yeah. Your stamp and paper business, which we'll get into again. And then we played a little bit of Ask the Internet.
Yeah,
we played that with Terrain, and he wasn't into it. He wants to come back and do the pod decks ones. Mm-hmm. So we're going to do a mix of everything. So not everything just dick and boob questions. Because that's literally what this box is. And
it pretty much, I recall.
Yeah, it's just like all about...
Pretty sexual.
Yeah, like what do you do with your whole life? Barstool just wants to know everyone's sex life, I guess.
That's fine.
Yeah. It's not me, it's Barstool Sports. I did not make this box. I'm not a prevert. I just read the questions. There's some I read and I'm like, I quick slide them back in. I'm like, that's too much.
We're not doing that one.
Nah, it's too much. So what have you been up to?
Man, not much this week. Well, I did have a stamp order that I completed. I think I was in progress when I brought it here last time.
Was that the one with the guy's face?
Yeah, it was a pretzel. It's pretzel guy.
The pretzel guy,
Bratty guy. Bratty Boys pretzels. So I finished that, delivered that, and then I had like 6 more inquiries over like a week and a half of people wondering how much a stamp costs, for stamp pricing, and if they could get their logo done. So I have to contact them again and follow up and be like, hey, are you interested in getting a stamp? Because people kind of forget about that.
Want those stamps?
Yeah, and I'm terrible at like self-promoting.
I am too.
I hate it.
I'm terrible at it.
So this is difficult as well. But
that's why we sneak it into a conversation.
Yeah, but following people up on Instagram and sending people messages on Facebook really shouldn't be that daunting.
Where is most of your business come through?
In public. Like when I sell at local arts markets and fairs and craft shows and stuff, that's where I get most of my business.
And do you have an Etsy shop?
I don't, but I have a web store on my website.
Nice.
Yeah, and I post stuff on Instagram that I'm posting on my store, so people can go directly from Instagram right to my website and buy stuff.
How do you link stuff to
you can do a promotion, but you can do a promotion for
it won't
pretty
just stay
low.
there.
No.
That's bullshit.
In order to do like a direct link, you have to buy a promotion. So people can click the image on your post and go directly to your website.
Those damn bastards.
It's stupid. Yeah, they have to get any money they can out of you. But
I just can't stand that you can't put a hyperlink in. Like if I try to promote a podcast on Instagram, I put it up there to let people know it's there.
Yeah.
But if you're following us on Instagram, you're not following us on the other platforms. You can't click anything.
No, you can't.
And I can only put one link in my bio.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, check out the link in the bio. Because Instagram's assholes and they're trying to get more money out of us.
Yeah, that's stupid. So, I mean, that can be difficult. I have had a little more online business now that I've been posting a little bit more. Yeah. Which is good. I just have to really keep up with that.
You gotta swallow that self-promotion pride.
Swallow your pride, I guess, or maybe throw it up, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'll go to a show and they'll be like, why are you not wearing your podcast stuff? And I'm like, my pin's enough. I have a pin on my hat. If you look at my head, and you're like, yeah, well, it's up there. I have a pin for you.
Too.
Yeah,
one on the other side.
I don't know if I have any more interviews ones because they went quick, but I do have the IwEP network ones. I'll hook you up with one.
Yeah.
Went to a wrestling show last night, and then you're like, I know a wrestler.
Yeah.
And we turned out we know the same guy.
Hell yes.
And I'm just happy to be wearing his T-shirt,
Daddy.
which is the daddy.
Chubby daddy.
The Trajan Horn chubby daddy, man. He's fantastic. Where did you meet him?
I know him from Curry Donuts in Wilkes-Barre.
Okay. The chubby daddy loves donuts.
Yeah. I dated somebody that used to hang out there all the
Okay.
time. So he was kind of part of the circle of friends. He may have gone to my school, actually. I don't know if he went to Holy Redeemer or not.
That'd been awesome if the
I don't
chubby daddy went to
remember.
Holy Catholic
Yeah,
school.
I can't recall. I feel like, I don't know, man. I'm trying to imagine him in our like uniform polo and sweater vest, and I can't.
If that's a thing, please sign that up. Yeah, now he has like super long hair, nose piercing.
Yeah.
The daddy.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
He's awesome. He's so fun.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
Super helpful too. He comes up with a lot of cool ideas and definitely plugs us and supports us. So he's a good dude. This is funny that small world.
I know.
Yeah, because where did you go to school now?
I went to Holy Redeemer in Wilkes-Barre.
So you're from
Yeah.
Is that where you're staying now, the Wilkes-Barre area?
No, I live in like Lancaster, sort of.
Oh, so the opposite direction.
Yeah, total opposite direction. Yeah.
Awesome. You went to the comedy show last night?
I did.
We tried to hook up after the shows, but I was at a wrestling show, you were at a comedy show, and Joey was just like, we're going home.
He's like, I'm done with this. He didn't have a great time, so
He could have came. He could have came. He could have had a beer.
Could have redeemed it.
You could have drove.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it would have worked. It would have worked out.
Yeah, we wound up drinking wine at home afterwards and watching some weird Australian movie, and then Buffalo 66.
What's Buffalo 66?
It's a Vincent Gallo movie from like, I don't know, the 80s.
Is it good?
I'm not sure. Yeah. I've
How
seen
did
it
you just
before.
watch this movie today about... It was horrible. It was fucking terrible. And I'm not one to hate on movies, but it was bad. It was this girl and her boyfriend were going to like a horror movie experience, and they go out in the woods, and like it's all supposed to be planned and scripted, and then it looks like it's starting to become real.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it was
It's a
terrible.
horror movie?
It tried to be.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah, it was pretty
That
rough.
was its main intention.
It was
to not
rough,
follow through
yeah.
with it.
It was. I feel like they were like, how can we make a really cool horror movie, but like do 14 twists and turns within the next 6 minutes? And I was like, too much, man.
Yeah, that's way too much.
You're like,
You just stop caring
Yeah.
after like 3 twists.
it was like 3 minutes into the movie, and we were already 4 twists in.
Yeah, no.
I was like, all right, what are you, lost? Like this is. I'm over this.
Forgot about that series.
It was. I think it was a Shudder exclusive movie. Are you still out there? She already went upstairs, so she can't even help me. I woke up to it, and I was like, what the fuck are you watching? She's like, I don't know, it's on Shudder. And I watched it, and I was like, this is fucking terrible. And she's like, go back to sleep. Shut up and go back to sleep.
This is my choice.
Yeah, she loves horror movies. So how did you get into the crafts?
Since I was a kid, I always liked messing around with stuff and
Mm-hmm.
using my hands to make things. And my parents are both artists, so I grew up around a lot of inspiration and
Mm-hmm.
different avenues of creativity. My dad's a painter. My mom is a visual artist as well as a poet. So
what is a visual artist?
just any kind of. She does art. She draws.
Okay,
She paints.
I never
Yeah,
heard the term.
printing. Yeah, just visual arts and performing arts. I guess technically poetry is. So they obviously knew a lot of artists. So I was always surrounded by potters. I guess, yeah, potters, other sculptors, and mixed media artists. Just people that use like various materials. You can use wax and paper and photos and whatever to make art. So I was always inspired by them and learned a lot and kind of just took it on my own. I was super quiet and shy, so I would just make things in my room and
Just leave
not
me
want to be
alone.
bothered. Yeah. And then I made jewelry as well. I got into just get into whatever I'm
Mm-hmm.
into. I made like a silicone mold the other day. And just like
Of what?
nothing weird. It was like a rectangle. It's
okay.
not exciting.
right.
I needed a specific shape, and Amazon did not have it, so I had to make it myself. But
All right, just double checking.
Yeah, I'll make whatever.
Because there's those molds out there.
Yeah,
you can definitely make them.
Yeah, what is
Yeah.
that one movie? It's like a party movie with fucking. I can't remember its name.
With Zach Galifianakis. Are we thinking the same thing?
I don't know.
Where like
But,
they're
like,
all sorority boys and they all
Yeah,
make
and they
it's
make casts of their own dicks.
yeah,
and sell them. The frat neighbors.
Neighbors.
Yes.
Yeah, funny movie.
Yeah, watched that like a few weeks ago.
It's really good.
Yeah. Anyway, I have not.
And the one dude's cast is
Casting.
huge. I forget which character it was.
Is that like the it was fucking McLovin from.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember his real name. I don't know his real name.
We don't need to.
Yeah,
Everyone
that's
just knows him.
Everyone knows Superbad.
You're like, oh, it's McLovin. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm that different character. Like, no, you're not.
No.
you're.
live in Hawaii.
That's always going to be you. I met a kid at a bar. So I went to Vegas, and in Vegas, they were selling like the IDs, like you can get Elvis ID. Like
Nice.
this just stupid. Like no one buys these
Yeah.
things at Vegas. Like they're just there, and they've been there for fucking 800 years. And I walked in, and I see like the movie, like exact ID of McLovin, right? And I was like, I'm gonna be that asshole.
Yeah.
I'm buying it.
Oh yeah.
So I buy it. And Hei's like, what do you... It's like fucking $10. I'm like, I'm buying it. It's fucking funny.
Yeah.
And I'm putting it in my wallet. And so we go to a bar one night. I don't know if this is a bad thing for me or just funny that it worked, but I walked up to the bartender and I handed it to her.
Are you serious?
And she looked at it and goes, you're good, and handed it back.
That just proves they really don't care.
They don't give a shit.
They do that blank stare.
Well, to be fair, the bartender I gave it to looked like if she wasn't doing the math in her head. Like, she's like...
Rainbow Hawaii. All right, cool. There's a face
over,
on it.
They look over at that light up board that says, like, the date.
Yeah.
You're like...
Cool.
You're good. Get out of here, McLovin.
That's awesome.
She handed it back to me. And then I was at the bar, and this kid's there and looked, like, identical to McLovin.
Yes.
And I was like, holy fuck, dude, you look like McLovin. He goes, I get that all the time. And I was like, fun fact, just use this ID at the bar and it worked. And I was like, I spent $10 on this in Vegas. I want you to have it.
Yeah.
And he's like, are you sure? And I
that's
was like,
perfect.
dude, this is you.
Yeah.
Like, it looked like, and he
has
put
to.
the ID up to his face and everyone was fucking losing it.
That's why you had it.
Yeah,
The
it would-
universe needed that to happen.
Exactly. That kid needed to own that.
Yeah.
I hope he still has it. If he threw it away, I'll be really bummed.
Oh, man. I bet he has it. I would keep something like that.
Yeah, that was a fucking great story.
Yeah,
I was fucking
that's awesome.
some drunk idiot walks up to you at a bar, makes fun of you for looking like McLovin, and then gives
But
you a
guess
fucking
what?
Yeah, has a
Now you are him.
yeah. You're 100% him. So, how you said you were very shy and didn't talk to many people?
Yeah.
Is that still something you struggle with now? You seem like you're very you're very outgoing and social.
I'm definitely more outgoing. Yeah. I don't know if shy. Maybe I was more quiet.
Okay.
Maybe I wasn't shy. I don't know if there's both the same thing.
You're like the typical Catholic
consider
school
them
girl.
different.
You get out of
Yeah.
school and you let your hair down. And
Yeah,
then you're
you
just
go
like,
wild.
It's going down.
Yeah. Yep. I was so quiet when I was in high school.
What was your turning point?
I think I just stopped giving a shit like senior year, like most people do. They kind of like something shifts in their brain and they're like, I don't have to be like this anymore. I
Yeah,
don't just
like
see
I'm
these
never
people.
gonna see you ever again.
Yeah,
and
I'm just gonna do
we're
whatever the hell I want.
I'm gonna fucking go crazy.
Yeah,
I like it.
maybe that was it. I don't know.
Yeah, I that happened to me. I switched schools and then I came back in like 8th or 9th or 10th grade, and I was just like, nah, I'm over it.
Yeah,
Your opinions don't matter to me.
yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
It's like it's hard, especially as a girl. I mean,
Yeah.
not to bring sex into it, but it totally is. Like
Dudes
everyone's
stop
comparing
like
themselves.
all right. So dudes are really shitheads when it comes to picking on people. Like in middle school and
Yeah.
elementary, and then high school,
Yes.
other dudes stop giving a fuck.
Yeah.
Unless you mess with like a girlfriend or someone they're into, then they get like, bro, I gotta fucking puff my chest out,
Right.
bro.
Right.
But girls just kind of keep that going.
We're
Like
psychological.
they're
fucking
worse.
Warfare.
They're worse in high school.
Yeah.
100% worse.
Yeah. I was lucky enough I just kind of like slunk under the radar. Like if people cared about me, I didn't hear about it.
Yeah.
I wasn't really
You're
part
like,
of
I
gossip.
want to feel
or
pretty
rumor.
today. I want to put makeup on. And the girl's like, look at this fucking
Look at
bitch.
that whore over there. She has
wearing
eyeshadow
makeup.
on. Glitter eyeshadow.
What a fucking
Is she in
idiot.
third grade? Bonnabelle lip balm.
Instead of
What is
like
that?
complimenting, they're like, fuck, I fucking hate her. I hope she died.
I can't remember anything like pivotal. Really, I guess it just happened over
Were you
time.
ever in
that I
fights or
kinda
anything?
No,
Never in a fight?
never.
Good for you.
Luckily not. Have you?
Oh,
been in
I've
fights?
been in one or two, we'll say. Yeah.
Did you instigate or were you?
Not always.
No?
Not always. I was the one who was getting picked on, and I was like, you know what? We're gonna throw this out.
Throw down.
And I always lost. I sucked. I wasn't a good fighter. As I got older, I was better. But my strategy was I can take a beating longer than you can hand one out. And then once you're exhausted, I'm like, time to roll. And
Yeah.
they're like, no, bro, it's over. I already beat you up. And I'm like, I'm still good.
Look at me. I'm fine.
Yeah, I got jumped a few times. That's fun.
Fuck. That's scary.
You just cover up. You just cover up and don't get kicked in the face with
Yeah.
the dick, and you're good to go.
Jesus.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, that's heavy.
Yeah.
So I just felt really insecure in high school. That's it. I didn't get the shit beaten out of me like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, you're at the Catholic school. So.
Yeah, they defend everybody.
Yeah.
This one girl, I don't know who she was, but she got wasted in high school. I think it was like her junior year.
It was the devil. It wasn't her.
It was her. She was possessed.
Yeah. Go pray.
Yeah. She passed out. It was in public somewhere. Passed out in the bathroom. Got knocked unconscious because she hit her head off the toilet. And then,
Been there.
yeah.
I did that once.
And she, I think, got arrested. but didn't get any charges because I think she was legal though. Like she was 18. Like she was.
Oh, really?
So maybe she was a senior, but yeah, the school just covered it up. They're like, oh, she's fine. Like,
was she
didn't have
like
any charges?
Did she have like high grades and stuff?
I guess she was probably a good
Yeah,
student.
that stuff happens in our schools in this area. If you're like really good at sports.
Oh yeah.
They're like, you're good at sports, bro.
Pass. You're good.
Who cares, bro? It's Coke.
Yeah.
Like,
Whatever. It helps you play.
yeah.
Whatever. Well,
Get out there.
Let it slide.
We need to not win this game. It's going to mean a lot to us. Yeah. I've never heard someone in our school that like won a game and they're like, yeah, changed my life.
Right.
Like I'm rich because of that game.
Yeah, never.
Yeah. And then coach is like, get out there, man. Break your ankle. Coach, I'm hurt. Paints are pussies. Do it. And you see the coach 10 years later and you're fucking missing a leg and he's like, man, that one game though, man. Proud of you. You're on disability now. Cool. You don't go to work.
Yeah, right. Did you play sports?
Yeah. I was that kid who would go out there with a hurt ankle and the coach was like, you can do this. And I'm like, all right, because you said I can. And then I became a coach. And then not that I didn't get along with other coaches, but I had coaches who weren't fans of me. Because if you came up, even if you were lying, coach, not feeling good, or coach, my ankle hurts. All right, go sit down.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, why? You're hurt.
Yeah.
Aren't you gonna no, I'm not gonna force you to do anything you don't want to do. If you're hurt, you're hurt. If you're sick, you're sick. If you don't want to do it because you're not mentally in there, I'm not gonna put you out there anyway. Mm-hmm. So that's your decision. And I gained a lot of respect for players that way. Mm-hmm. And then I would get better results out of players that way. And then the other coach would be like, you need to stop fucking catering to this generation. And I was like, cool, scream at them. That'll work for you.
Yeah.
And then next year when half your team quit, you'd be like, man, that really worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't really work.
Yeah, I started with kids like under 9 girls. And then I worked like under 9 up to 15. And then I got brought onto a high school boys team, which is was a nightmare.
Totally different.
Yeah, not a nightmare. They were funny, but it was some things I just had to plug my ears and walk away from because I have a sense of humor as well. And I do remember being a kid at one time, and I'm just like, man, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Like, you guys are gonna get me fucking fired.
It's too weird.
Yeah, you guys are. Come on, coach, you've been there. I'm like, bye.
I have nothing to add to this conversation.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like after practice, I'm at the bar.
Quoting them.
Yeah. You would not believe what these fuckers said today.
Yeah.
And then I see them now and they're older and in a bar. They're like, coach, you were always cool. I'm like, now we can have that beer.
Yes, finally we could have this full conversation.
Yeah, so you were fucking crazy. And then I got transferred from a boys team to a girls team. And I was like, this should be easier. Wow, they're worse than the boys. Worse than the boys.
How so?
Just, I thought teenage boys were over-sexualized.
Oh.
And talking about stuff they shouldn't be talking, and the girls were way worse. Way worse.
Man.
I was like, I'm out of here. Like, I would never be alone with somebody. Like, I wasn't taking chances.
Yeah.
Not that that weird things would happen, but you just never know.
Yeah,
like,
you don't know.
Yeah. So I would always it was fun. I met a lot of really cool kids. Not every kid in the team was like that, but there were some that were entertaining.
Yeah.
They were goofs,
To
you
say
know.
the least.
Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. I don't do it anymore, unfortunately, though, because I just couldn't put time into it as much as I used to. So, but it was fun.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Sounds like a blast.
Yeah.
Good stories, I'm sure.
Did you ever work with youth or anything like that?
No. I thought about being a teacher. My mom teaches. She teaches creative writing through the Pennsylvania Council of the Arts.
Art classes.
Yeah, she goes into schools, public schools, and she does a residency depending on how long they want her there or how long they agree. So it could be anywhere from a week to a month.
Like after school programs?
No, during school. She'll
really?
go into somebody's English class, work with that teacher and the students, and come up with a project. And at the end of the residency, they'll have something to show for it. Whatever they write, she'll put into a book and give it to all the students so that they can take it home and show their parents.
I have a friend who does that. He does it for film. So he'll go into a school and he'll teach kids how to edit videos and do stop motions, and he helps them make their own little movies.
That's cool.
And add special effects and green screen stuff. He actually was the guy who helped me start this podcast. His name's Nikolai. Yeah, really, really smart dude when it comes to film, and he does theater and acting himself. But that's what he does. He does residencies. So after school programs, he'll go to a school and work with them for 6 months, and then go to the next school.
That's great.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
He'll come and show me the videos of that he made with these kids, like these little kids make like a zombie movie, and I was like, that was fucking awesome.
That's great.
He's like, just one kid. Oh my god, I couldn't get him to settle down because they're like really young.
Oh god.
Yeah,
that'd be hard.
and you're trying to direct to like a little kid.
Try to focus little kids to
and
make
they're
a movie.
and they're just like, we're only here because our parents are forcing us to be here, so we're gonna fuck shit.
Yeah, it's after
up.
school, so they're already like unwound.
Yeah, and I think the one day he was like, "Yeah, I have to go to school today and do like a clay project where they have to make their own clay things." And I was like, "Kid's gonna make a dick. One kid's gonna make a dick." He's like, "Yeah, that happens a lot.
It's a pipe."
Yeah, it's my monster. He has very round feet. And they're hairy. I used to be a decent cartoonist. I would draw a lot. I used to, speaking of dicks, who didn't draw dicks growing up? But I used to draw on the board. I used to draw like a dick, and then I would put scotch, because we had whiteboards. I would put scotch tape over it, and then I would draw a scenery around the dick and make the dick look like something else. And then when the teacher would erase the whole board, the dick would stay.
That's genius. That's awesome.
Yeah, I drew like a giant spaceship in space and like asteroids and planets, and he's like, "This is really cool space drawing," and he erased it, and the spaceship, the rocket turned into a rocket. He's like, "Oh." He goes, "How the fuck did you get the balls of like clouds, like the engine like smoke?" I was like, "Bro, I'm a beast.
That's great.
I'm the
skills.
I'm good at drawing dicks."
Man, it'd be so hard not to be like majorly impressed by that as a teacher.
He was, but then he
really
thought we did it with permanent marker, and he ran to the office to get the principal. He didn't know who did it.
Yeah.
And he ran to get the principal, and then as he left the classroom, we just peeled the tape off and then slid the board back.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Look it," and he slid it, and nothing was there. And he just looked at us. He's like, "All right, you can go back to your office. I'm sorry."
Okay.
Like, "You're making me like a dick in front of my boss." Like, no one tells you to go run and fucking tell you, snitch.
Tattletale.
Hey, you fucking bitch, man. We would have helped you. Have a fucking sense of humor. We're like, you weren't a kid once.
Oh, that's awesome. Teachers probably have the best fucking stories.
Yeah. I just feel like if teachers went into it and they're just like, all right, this was me at one point in time. I need to not be so stuck up. And just kind of like not let them get away with it, but like let's have a open line of communication here.
Let it slide a little bit.
It works.
Be a little flexible.
Yeah, you can't go in there like a dictator.
No,
especially with this generation, because you say like, "Well, you like fucking idiot," and they'll be like, "Oh my god, the teacher cursed and called me a name," and then you're fucking in jail for 8 months.
You're canceled. Your life's over.
It's over. You can never leave your house.
Never.
You have to register in a cancel website.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Yeah, right.
You said something.
Is that what's going to happen? It's going to be a canceled website?
It's right next to Megan's Law.
Yeah.
This guy said a racial slur when he was 8 years old, and we found out about it. It was on his social media.
God. That's not even surprising.
Yeah.
I would imagine that happens.
Yeah.
It does, actually, like with
100%.
performers and comedians.
Yeah. You make a tweet like 8 years ago, and then it comes out. So I don't go on Twitter.
Yeah, don't. I don't have a Twitter.
It's fucking dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
As saying who videotapes fucking
yeah, there's video
4
days
a week, and I drink while I do it, so it's like I'm bound to say something stupid.
This is your house.
Yeah. So how did you get into the stamps?
I started making stamps when I first started my unofficial business. I was still selling jewelry and like cards, and I don't even remember what else, like sewn bags and whatever. I wanted to put something on my business card, and I wanted to make my own labels. And I looked up, custom labels online, and I was like, oh, cool, I'll design something. Then I was like, why don't I just make my own stamp? So I did. And it was super fun. And then my friend saw that I had posted it and saw that I made my own stamp. And he's like, hey, do you mind making one for my band? He's like, I'll do an art trade with you, and I'll make you a bunch of buttons, because he makes like pin back buttons on your hat. And so we did that. And then there were a couple other local artists and musicians that wanted stamps made. So I did them for them. And then I started getting paid for it. I started charging for stamps, not just doing trades. And yeah, it kind of just went off from there. It's a really interesting process, carving stamps, because you can't fuck up, but if you do, you have to start over. So like you really can't like cut outside the lines that you make, otherwise like obviously the stamp is ruined.
Now, if I were to get a stamp, like let's say like this big,
Yeah.
right, and I do like our logo,
Yeah.
is there a way to get that stamp and get like a white T-shirt or a black T-shirt and get like white ink and just make stamp T-shirts?
For sure. Yeah. You can get screen printing ink. I have some at home. It's Speedball brand. Get a brayer, like a roller, or even just a brush. Brush it on, roll on the ink, and then stamp it down on the T-shirt. make sure it's pressed down right, and peel it off, and you're good. Like, yeah,
Dude, I want to
it's
make
super versatile.
I want to do like that would be a cool way. Like, obviously, you can go on the website and buy T-shirts, but just like
yeah, you could do
just
like a limited edition,
just like punk rock T-shirts.
Yeah,
and we'll
that'd be awesome.
we'll do like a collaboration.
Rip
like,
up the sleeves and do like wrestler shirts.
yes,
It's sick. That'd be so cool.
dude, that's awesome.
There we go. We're brainstorming.
We just got. So if you
meeting.
have darker shirts, I'd have to get different color types of ink.
Yeah.
I don't. Where would you get the ink at?
Amazon.
Really?
Yeah, you can go on Amazon.
Everything's on Amazon.
AC Moore's closing now.
Really?
So that's now one craft and art store. Gone.
What about Michael's?
Michael's is still open.
Can you get that kind of ink there?
Maybe.
Probably expensive though.
Yeah, it is. I would just go on Amazon. You can get
Yeah.
it for like $6.
Get like black, white, like a neon color.
Yeah.
To show up on like a darker shirt.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I can make
Black light.
Yeah. Oh.
Black light sensitive ink. That'd be so cool.
That would be fucking fantastic.
This is good. This is fun. Good
Yeah.
ideas.
What would a size that stamp cost?
Like a 4x6, I think is $65.
Okay.
I believe, because that's like the largest. That's not the largest I can make. I can make larger ones. The linoleum I use is like rubber linoleum, so it's super malleable, easier to carve, and easier to use.
Yeah.
His other stuff is like almost like wood or like plastic. But I can't remember like the largest size. I think it's 8x10. So potentially that could work, and that'd
Yeah.
be better for screen printing on shirts, I think.
That'd be fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
And we'd like admit that'd just be
that
cool. To
happen.
like, yo, I want a T-shirt. I'm like, 1 second,
Yeah.
fam.
Hold on.
Like,
Boom.
hold your back out.
Yeah. Right. On-site screen printing.
Yeah, actually, this one band I had, his name is Jacob. He does a band called Handguns. I'm sorry, I'm having a real rough day here.
Me too.
But
I
he
have too
brings
much
like
coffee.
a makeshift screen printer to shirts, and he'll be like, "Hey, let me see your shirt," and he'll just like put it on the side,
That's awesome.
and he'll put like his band's logo on stuff. I'm like, that's super fucking smart.
That's a great idea.
The stamp would be fun. Just,
Yeah.
like, stamping shit on stuff. Yeah.
I always wanted to do like hand stamps for venues too. I
that'd
had
be
somebody
cool.
inquire about that, but then again, it didn't follow through with them. And I think they were just like, we'll just stamp
That's
whatever.
a fucking
piece of
great
shit."
idea.
Yeah, for venues and concerts and shows, whatever. Yeah.
Well, doesn't Joey work at the Chameleon Club?
he hosts.
Like host shows?
He hosts like every 3 shows or whatever.
Maybe make a really tiny one.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, I made this. If you're into this, like we should work something
Yeah.
out. Because that would be cool.
Could do that.
I mean, realistically, they'll be like, we're fine with our marker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I think it'd
They
be
have
cool.
like wristbands there at the Chameleon.
Yeah, the wristbands suck though. Because you're leaving, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and they put them on too tight, gets stuck in your arm hair.
Yeah. Stamps would be cool though. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
And like, it's kind of like like if I walked into a band and they gave a stamp, I always look at the stamp what it is.
Yeah,
but if it was like
cool.
a chameleon or like the logo
Right?
of you're like, that's kind of dope.
Yeah. I'll have to talk to somebody there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be a cool block party thing too.
Yeah, it
If I ever
would.
throw an event, maybe we'll work something out for like Bang
Yeah,
Beer
definitely.
Slugger or something like that.
We
Or
could do a
Skooks-
trade.
like a skook stock.
I'm
or
still
something.
open to trades too, by the way. I don't
Okay.
want to let the public think that I'm only.
You're a barterer.
Yeah, I will barter.
What is the coolest thing you've ever bartered for?
That's a great question. The buttons for the first thing, and man, I don't know. Yeah, I don't have to think about that.
I do shirt trades now. That's like what I'm trying to do.
Nice.
Because some reason people just don't buy them. I'm just like, all right, whatever. So what I'll do is like, hey, I like your shirt. What's
Yeah.
your size? And then I just like buy it. Like I have one here that I'm doing. It's a wrestler. His name is Facade, and he's called the Neon Ninja.
Nice.
And all his things are like bright yellow and greens and stuff. And I was on my website. I was like, oh, I can make like a lime green one. So I put the Tornado Tag logo. So next show, he's giving me one of his shirts. So I'm giving him like a special one
Sweet.
that's only for him. I mean,
great.
people could order it, but he's the first one that ever had that style.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's really good too.
that's awesome. That's how you expand your shirt collection.
Yeah, and it only cost me a little bit more because I'm going to have to pay cost of my shirt.
Perfect.
Yeah, win-win
Stuff
for
like that.
everyone.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun though. I like doing stuff like that. But that makeshift shirt thing would be cool.
Yeah.
Just like have a bunch of them and someone show up and be like, oh,
That'd be
here.
sick.
You just buy like a fucking bag of
Yeah.
t-shirts at like wholesale cost and just
Yeah.
put a stamper on it.
Have you ever promoted your stuff in public, like at a market or
No,
concert event?
no,
Some outdoor shit.
I threw an outdoor concert event and didn't talk about my podcast at all. That's a true story. That's great. That was the one that Joey did, the Skook Stock.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I threw that and didn't know.
I didn't know you threw that.
Yeah, see?
Cool. Hey,
Yeah.
awesome. Is
Yeah.
that how he met you, or did he know you before
I met
that?
him at one of the open mics, I think a Coney or something like that.
Oh, the Coney Island place. Yes.
And
With Matt?
and then with Matt.
Yeah.
So then I was like, hey, we're gonna do all these bands, and Matt's like, would it be cool if comedians went on between the bands? Like, yeah, if you're cool. I said, I probably can't pay you.
Yeah.
Because it's my first. I've never thrown anything. I've never even thrown like a venue, let alone a full blown festival with 2 headliners. Like,
that's nuts.
I fucking went for it.
Yeah,
it worked. I mean, it kind of went out in the green, but and then so I did that. And I never.
How long did it take you to plan it?
We should have definitely planned longer. It was definitely rushed.
Yeah.
It could have been a lot better, but
You said it was fun.
yeah.
You had a good time.
Everyone was fucking smoked.
Yeah,
the beer
people
had
on
a
it.
blast. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good time, but I didn't the entire time. I didn't even wear my podcast shirt.
Hey, whatever.
It was such a missed opportunity, but it wasn't.
I mean, sometimes you don't really want to deal with that.
It wasn't there for me though.
Especially if you
It was there for the bands.
Yeah.
That was how I looked at it.
Yeah.
At first, it started off as the Bang and Beers show, and that was promoted through Bang and Beers. And I was like, whatever. But then I made like its own thing. Like, it was supposed to be Bang and Beers presents this event, and then it was like, nope, it's just its own event. It was a Skooks, and I just made it all on its own page and stuff.
Cool.
Like the Skook Stock had its own page, and I kind of just separated the two.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. It started off, it was supposed to be all the bands were going to get together and play a beer pong tournament.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And then it turned into all the bands are going to get together and play this giant show.
Damn, that is a total flip.
Yeah.
We're gonna get together and party. Never mind. You're gonna get together and fucking perform.
You're going to do quick 45-minute sets, and then you're going to get fucking hammered. Yeah, that's literally what happened.
That's great.
They were really quick sets, 8 or 9 bands, comedians in between, and then everyone just partied.
That's awesome.
It was a great time.
Was that in the summer? Mm-hmm. Cool.
August.
Yeah. Yeah.
People are trying to plug away for it now for another one.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure yet.
Not feeling it. Maybe.
Here's the thing. It was a lot, and I had to I always get really nervous relying on people, and it was one of those things that I try to do a lot of it myself, and then it could have not worked, and then I would have been fucked, and I don't have a lot of money, and then if it didn't work, I would have had to shell out a lot of money, and I don't have that kind of money, so it was one of those things where I needed it to work to the point where if it had to work, and I was going to make it work with a lot of hard work, because if it didn't, it was coming all out of my pocket, and everyone else who was supposed to be on board with me would have bailed.
Oh God. Yeah.
Maybe they wouldn't have, but that's just the way my mind worked.
Right.
You know?
Prepare for the worst.
Exactly. And then when it came down to the day of the show, when I asked for volunteers, I only got one that was outside of my circle. Like one guy's girlfriend from a band showed up and she helped out.
Nice.
And then everyone else who volunteered to work that day, like all the guys working in the parking lot, parking cars, was another band who I'm really close with. And Ben, my buddy. The people who worked the front gate, like tickets, was my wife and my parents. My other buddy who does a podcast with me, he has his own podcast. They did like security checks at the front gate and IDs.
Wow, this is like super.
I had
legit.
no security. Like
Wow.
if shit would have went bad, like we were supposed to have security, they never showed up. So if something would have went bad, like it could have. There was so many things that could have happened.
Yeah.
That I just that was the things that left a bad taste in my mouth that scared me. We had people go and tell sponsors that we weren't doing what we were supposed to be doing, and we took their sponsorship money and just ran with it, and that wasn't true either.
Yeah, no.
It just, there was one or two things that like they were supposed to be on the back of every T-shirt, and then the T-shirt company, they are having issue with their machines, so not every shirt got the sponsor on it, and it wasn't like fuck it, don't put the sponsor on,
Right.
but it was like, oh, it failed.
Right.
And then people were told like there was no signage. We didn't announce the sponsorships in between each set, and Sarah did that the whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a lot. So some sponsors were mad, saying that they didn't get what they paid for, and I was like, that's not true. But you can't tell them that because too many people went up and talk shit. So
Right.
and I was like,
that's a learning experience.
and I have really nothing to gain here, but everything to lose.
Yeah.
And so it was
Yeah. Like, do you want to risk it again?
it was I pretty much did it to show the bands that it can be done.
Yeah.
And if fucking some schmuck like me who knows nothing can do it, if you guys all work together, it can still have, like, so people like, we're Skookstock too. You guys are more than welcome to do it. Like,
Yeah. Take it on.
yeah. Because you will have a better idea what to do than I would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And now they know too.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows what to do.
exactly. So
Yeah.
that's
You
really what
paved
it comes
the
down
way.
to. Yeah. So I'm down for it again, but I don't want to be the main guy doing
Yeah.
everything again.
Yeah, man.
So if some bands want to do Skookstock too, you guys get together and form your set list, and I'll help promote it. But I don't want to be the guy solely in charge.
Yeah, no.
So that's the only way
It's really
Skookstock 2 is
intense.
happening.
Yeah. I went to this one
Because I'm not looking to make money.
No.
I didn't make a dime from last year's show.
And you're not even gonna.
Yeah.
If you have any, I've learned that from small business.
I lost money promoting it. Like I lost a lot of money promoting it because I was putting like Facebook ads and then paying for this and paying for that and stuff. But
do you like printed ads? Do you printed ads?
No.
Does that even do anything?
No.
Do people read?
No, they were like, you should go to a local radio station, and they were like, no, unless you're paying us this much money, we're not talking about it. I'm like, cool, way to support your community.
What was the estimated cost of that?
No idea. They didn't even reach back out to me. Newspaper, I was like, no one our age demographic that goes to this show is going to read that newspaper.
No.
And I'm not paying for Service Electric scroll thing because no one in our demographic watches that either.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to do it, I'm going to promote it social media, and I'm going to do word of mouth. And like people even said flyers, and I thought flyers were a waste.
Yeah.
I didn't like them.
Yeah.
Because I gave a bunch of flyers out, and the people I gave, they didn't really even use them. Like when the bands came back that day, most of them handed me the flyers back. I was like, well, that was a waste.
Yeah. That's a lot of money getting that stuff printed.
Yeah. And it all went for nothing.
Yeah.
I have stacks and stacks and stacks of flyers from that day. Stacks.
Man, you gotta make a collage or something.
Pretty much.
I'll recycle it for you.
Okay. There you go. I forgot that's what you do too. You use recycled paper.
Yeah, I make my own paper.
What is the process of that?
Okay, so I started taking...
what if it has color in it?
It's fine.
Really?
Yeah. It'll show through. A lot of it looks kind of organic looking. I don't know. You can kind of see some of the text. Like
we can make a giant poster for this year's Kook Sock with the paper from last year's Kook Sock.
That'd be awesome. So somebody has to do that. So I can make the paper for it. Yeah, so I started using like just newspaper and junk mail, like envelopes with the plastic windows taken out. Like you can't use anything like acrylic. And ripping it up into small pieces, soaking it in warm water, and then blending it in a blender.
Like a paste.
Yeah, just blending it into like this weird pulp. And then you put it in like a water bath, and you take this, it's like an empty frame and 2 different screens. It's called
this sounds very similar to, what is it, what we did in art school, our art project, the paper mache.
Yeah, it pretty much is that.
Yeah.
And you like sift through the water and lift up the pulp. It's kind of like panning for gold, I would imagine, but it's just technically trash. And and you take the empty frame off and pat the water out and let it dry for however long it takes. It depends on the weather or where you're storing it, but yeah. And you can add like flower petals and get super fancy and girly with it, or you can, I don't know, you can add whatever you want.
What would be the opposite of that? Like, what could do?
Yeah, what would be masculine paper?
Like fucking add a skull to it.
I don't know. You can emboss it, so you can put something like thin that has a shape, like for example, like a stencil. You know, it's like
a penis. That's
there you
manly.
go. Yeah, there you go. You could put a penis. Make a penis stencil, and you could put it in the pulp. And when you pat the paper out, like part of it's thin.
What was that? Are you an Office fan?
Yeah.
When they got all the paper and it had Mickey Mouse fucking Donald Duck on it.
I don't remember that.
And they sent out like a whole bunch of reams of paper, and it had a watermark on the paper, so when you held it up, it was
yeah. That's what I mean, like a watermark. That's what it would exactly look like. So I would like to experiment with watermarks. So maybe I will.
You should look up the Office image of it was. He says a cartoon mouse having fun with a cartoon duck, and it went to like all these different schools. And Michael Scott had to make an announcement, like he had to get ahead of it and called a media press conference, and it didn't even need to happen. So he put more attention to it.
That's amazing. I missed that episode. Was that like a later season?
It was probably earlier.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking Office junkie.
That's so fun.
Yeah,
it's a good show.
We're going to a convention in Scranton this year.
Yes,
the Office convention.
Nice. Where is it?
In Scranton.
Like a venue?
I think the Steamtown Mall and maybe like a different bars.
Nice.
They're gonna do like a Dundies Award.
Yes.
They're gonna have Office trivia. They're gonna have some people from the cast there, and then I guess some people are like having hotel room parties, like he did when he went on a business trip.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm dope. Heidi already bought all the tickets. She's pumped for it.
Yes.
Have Office parties. She has an Office tattoo.
Really? What is it?
She has the teapot on her arm.
Yes.
Pam's teapot. That's actually right here. The Finer Things Club.
Aww.
A little teapot. There's a lot of Office ones, like a Pam and Jim.
I saw this one.
She's my favorite.
Yeah, she's great.
I wish Jim would have stayed with her.
I know.
Because I thought she was dope.
Yeah, she was really cool.
She was a good girlfriend. Pam sometimes sucked. And Heidi, if you're listening, she did. Pam wasn't always the greatest.
It's true.
Pam's like, I want to go to art school. Jim's like, go for it. Pam, I want to do this. Go for it. I want to do this. Go for it. I want to live my dream and change my jobs and not work at a paper company. But I don't want you to leave.
Yeah, right.
You selfish
Come on.
bastard. Yeah. Yeah, there's a few different office ones. I'm trying. There's like, I might have covered some up.
There's so many
the worst
here.
thing about prison was the Dementors. I think there's a Schroot's Farm one around here. There's so much. There's just, I lose track of where everything is.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I always think this is Kevin Malone, but it's a brewing company called Fatheads. But it looks like Kevin.
It does.
It looks like Kevin Malone with a mustache.
Yeah, and sunglasses.
Yeah, I don't know where Schroot's Farm is. There's so many. It's out of
That's
control.
great.
So what else do you like to make or you're into?
I'm really working a lot with books and like making notebooks and bookbinding.
Mm-hmm.
It's super exciting. Like Japanese stab binding. You've
Okay.
seen it before, I'm sure. I'm not really sure how to like explain it. You drill holes really hard and like destroy the palm of your hand in the process, drilling holes into stacks of paper, and then use a needle and thread to bind them together. And then I'm working with the stamps that I have and using those to decorate the covers of those books and then binding them. So it's a whole like, I don't know. It's a fun process.
Nice.
I enjoy it. It's kind of like meditative.
What is there anything in the future that you want to start making?
Man, that's a good question. I'm actually working on a stationery set for people that, you know, decide to write letters to people, which is a very small percentage, I'm sure. So I started making my own wax seals. I'm sure you've seen wax seals before. I made my own like wax seal sticks, like wax melts. So that's why I got the wicks.
What would be? You know what these would be fantastic for?
What?
Like birthday party invitations that
Yes.
people still mail out. Wedding
That's what
invitations.
I'm getting in on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a very big market.
Yes, Lancaster
Wedding.
is a huge area for weddings. Like they are. I work in the catering industry, so we do a lot. We work a lot of weddings, a lot, and yeah, there's people that come from New York, people that come from Delaware, Philly to get married in
Lancaster?
Lancaster. Yeah,
Really?
it's nuts. Yeah,
Do they have like? I know like sometimes like at the mall they'll be like, this weekend is the bridal shower event, and
Yeah.
they'll have all these different people set up with stations, and like we're caterers, we're DJs, we're this, we're that. Jumping on that and be like,
I
what do you
know,
make?
yeah.
And you're like, you know what I make?
fucking custom invitations,
Fucking custom
monogram
wax.
stamps.
Yes,
Make
and
you
I can
stationery
make
set.
it all with recycled paper.
That's what I got
Are
going
you
on.
agreeing? Are you a green
Yeah,
couple?
what do you think about that?
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
Saving the environment, supporting local arts.
And then what you can do is when your invitations are done, you tell every one of your guests to bring their paper invitations to the thing, and then you give it back to me, and I can recycle it for the next couple.
Boom.
Boom.
this.
And then you get your product
You gotta
back.
help promote me. This is good.
And then you get your product back, and do it for the next person.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's a full cycle.
Yeah, and you're saving the environment with your love. With your love has saved the environment. and then couples will be like, the husband will be like, well, that's fucking stupid,
Yeah.
and the wife will be like,
Why
but
would
honey,
But look.
and then have pictures of like ducks with like the plastic on their beaks and like just animals with like straws stuck up their nose and paper trash all over forests and be like,
right.
do you want
see?
this? This is what your wedding
see?
invitation does.
This is what it's doing.
This
you
is
see
what it's
that
doing.
stand over there? Those people? They're not recycling any of
they're
their
killing
materials.
They're killing. You don't like dogs? You don't like puppies? See this pup? It's a dead puppy.
Are you going to have children?
Yeah.
Do you want them to grow up on a planet with no resources?
That dead puppy? Don't even know what killed that puppy. But I'm thinking paper.
That's what did it.
Yeah. You want to avoid that? Come to
Buy
me.
my shit.
Yep. There you go. And then now you're a millionaire.
Oh, dumb. Yeah, see, I got it. And people really care about the environment. At least they pretend to.
Yeah. And then
So-
what you do is you have one of those science fair project boards with the fold out.
Yeah.
And then have
like
all
that,
the pictures
like the science
there.
fair. That's it.
Yeah.
Polluted water.
Yep.
Oh, man. Got it.
This is what we do.
I can see it all in my head right now.
We will market.
Yeah.
You're going to be doing big things soon. Your wedding invitation is going to blow up.
Man, I need that to happen. But
Yeah.
I have to put together like package deals and pricing and stuff. So I'm working on
Yeah.
that.
Stamps.
Yep.
The paper, the envelopes.
Done.
Can you do envelopes too?
I can do envelopes. Yep.
And then the wax stamp.
Yep.
Boom.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm excited. That's what I'm trying really hard to work on and focus
And
on.
if your package is like, let's say, I'm just throwing a number out there, like $1,000.
Yeah. That'd be a
If
lot of
you
paper.
if you bring back 80% of what I gave you. Like if your guests bring 80% back, I'll give you like $200 back. Because that's, or whatever it would cost to make it.
That's a great idea.
Because then you don't have to go out and buy your product again to make more paper.
Yeah. I'm really glad this is being recorded so I can listen back to this and get these business ideas back.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably going to forget when I leave.
Like I'm not even being funny. I think these like
You're like, no, legitimately, you need to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you would do really well with it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for this. This is great.
See that?
I feel like I'm at a SCORE meeting.
Yeah, I could be like there's a fucking podcast guy now who does all these videos like it's fucking excuses if you don't do it, man.
Yeah,
and I watch
it
him.
is.
Yeah, I watch him and I'm like super motivated by him. But he started off like working in a liquor store business or something like that, and now he's like a fucking millionaire who does podcasts and motivation and just talks to people.
That's
He's
awesome.
really good. I like him a lot.
That's great. Wait, what is his name?
I don't know. I should probably look that up.
Joey was showing me another motivational speaker. I don't know his name, but he sent it to me, and he also sings songs. It sounds like he's joking, but I'm pretty sure he's being serious. But it's pretty juvenile. But it's so terrible that it is perfect.
And what does he want to do?
He's a motivational speaker.
Okay.
Or he's attempting to do that on social media. On
His name
Instagram.
is Gary V.
Gary V.
Yeah, the Gary V audio experience hosted by entrepreneur, CEO, investor, vlogger, and public speaker Gary, cannot pronounce his last name, Vaynerchuk. You've probably seen him on Facebook.
Yeah, I have seen him before.
Yeah. He has
his face around.
It's on Facebook a lot. If you put in like Gary something on Facebook, it's like
cool
videos of him just being like, yeah, if you want to do stuff in life, like fucking do it.
Yeah,
don't make excuses.
I always tell myself that, like, if it's not, I don't like saying I don't have time to do something because that's fucking bullshit. Like, so many busy people get tons of stuff done. Like, you get a ton of stuff done. See your calendar earlier. You're booked.
Yeah.
But if people say like I don't have time, you're just not making time.
Yeah, but here's one thing too, and I do talk to a lot of different podcasters. And I'm like, man, how the fuck do you do that? And I will give 1,000% credit to my wife because there's not many people that are in relationships, and I'm not taking jabs at people, or I'm not saying that, but like, there's times where people are in a relationship with another person. And we get so hung up that we have to be with that person all the time. And if they want to do something on their own, you get selfish and you have to, like, they're not spending time with you, so it's a problem. Then you go out and you cheat, or you go out and do this, or you go out and act like a fool. I'm in a very good situation where she's willing to sacrifice her time because she knows this is what makes me happy. This keeps me out of depression. This keeps me out of anxiety. This keeps me out of bad thoughts. And she's super supportive. And she says, if you work, as long as you're helping me pay the bills, you can keep doing this. So I'm very fortunate to that.
Yes.
And I think that's what happens to a lot of people. Like, hey, I want to be a musician. And they're like, but part of that being a musician means I got to leave.
Right.
Or I want to be a comedian. I want to leave. Like, and then some people are like,
well,
well, if you leave, are you going to cheat on me? Like,
Yeah.
and then you just already planted a negative seed in that. And then he's on the road thinking, she thinks I think this. And
Then
he's
why don't I?
Yeah.
What's stopping me?
Or if she
already
thinks
sensed
I'm
it.
doing this, what is she doing at home?
Right.
Or vice versa, he or she. You know what I mean?
It's good to build that trust system.
Yeah. So it's
need to.
a lot of it comes down to the support of her.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good woman.
She's letting me do it in the, well, we're not technically in the kitchen no more because the curtains, these curtains mean that we're in a new studio space.
Yes.
Yeah. So
It's the official studio.
it's a big building outside. Did you see it?
Yeah, it's huge.
Valet parking.
Yeah, you had like guards out front.
Yeah.
I saw.
Yeah.
Somebody took my coat when I walked in.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah. Foot massage.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great. The
Yeah,
green,
it had
the
like
green room.
infused water.
Yeah.
Out there. While I waited.
One day. Yeah. So, it just comes down to hard work, man. Anything you want, you just got to do it. And it could be how people can listen to this, like, oh, you're interviewing someone who makes a stamp or she makes paper. But, like, we already just talked, like, joking, but made an awesome idea of just, like, a market you can get into.
Yeah,
like, and it could be
connections.
literally anything. If your dream is to sell rocks, find where that niche is and go for it.
Somebody does that.
Yeah.
Joey went to an Allentown art festival over the summer, and he brought back a painted rock. And I think it's called her business is called Frocks, and she just paints like weird monster faces on rocks that she picks up off the ground.
Yeah.
So there you go.
You know what's cool? I see
Any
too
market.
is people buy these rocks and then like they'll put them in the like they'll buy a rock and put it somewhere.
Yeah, I've
and
seen
then
those.
if someone finds a rock
It's like
painted,
Smile today.
and they'll have like a little mess in the back. Like if you find this rock, like they're a little bigger, but like at this on Instagram at this account, so I can see where
I've
the
seen
rock
those.
is. And then you take the rock and take it somewhere else.
Yeah, there's a path near my house, and I've seen a bunch of those along it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool.
It is.
I mean, you're not going to make $1 million off it.
Oh.
Maybe you will, but it's just a cool way to see how something travels.
Yeah, it's a small way to make a connection with other people.
100%. And then if people keep adding at this rock, you're like, oh, I found this rock too.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of build friendships off it.
What if you start a relationship with somebody that touched the same rock?
And then you are now in love.
Love blooms.
You're in love, and you're going to get married. Then they come to you in your expo.
And then
Boom,
we
full
recycle
circle.
their materials. Yeah.
And you recycle everything because
Yep.
they're on nature walks and they love the trees.
This is it. This is my market.
Yeah. Maybe we
I gotta
should
start
paint
making rocks. This is it.
We are fucking killing it
And
right
when
now.
I have a stand, you're going to have one too
Okay.
next to me or in conjunction with me, and you can make your own shirts.
Yeah, we'll stamp shirts.
You can demo how the stamps work so
Yep.
that people are interested in getting things monogrammed.
And they'll be like, take this shirt and go do this.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Go look at the podcast where we came up with this whole idea.
Yeah. Here it is.
Stop making
Talk
excuses.
about it right now.
Yeah. Like,
First day of March.
yep.
Ideas are blossoming.
100%. Mm-hmm. Is that what that means?
I have no idea. I just made that up.
That sounded awesome.
Spring is around the corner.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And you know what's going to be soon?
What?
It's going to be May.
It's still my favorite meme. It makes me laugh every year.
I get my vacation time back in May, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
How long do you get?
I don't even know. I just get
It's
it.
just a surprise, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm going to use a day here.
You just use a day here and there?
Yeah.
Or do you like plan a
90% of it's just like, hey, my body hurts today. I'm going to take a vacation
Take
day.
a sanity day.
Yeah.
That's what Joey does. He gets 2 weeks every year, and he just like throughout the year takes a day off
Yeah.
or two.
I think we'll probably take some days off. Like, I want to go to New York. My brother comes home in July. So we're probably going to take like the Friday off of both those Julys and go
Nice.
hang out with my brother.
Is he in the
He's-
military?
Yeah, he's in the Navy.
Cool.
He's a seaman. That's a real thing.
Fine seaman, yeah.
That's a real thing. I was like, "Are you serious?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm a seaman level 2." I'm like, "They should change that." That's
Level 2. Yeah.
maybe it's just I'm a fucking 8-year-old and I think seaman, the word seaman is funny, but
Yeah, it's still funny.
and then you go from seaman to petty.
No.
Yeah,
Really?
that's the ranking system.
It's like
Seaman,
patronizing.
then petty. So I know it takes the Navy serious. Like they're trying their best, you know. And then you're out there like, hey, oh, you're a seaman, now you're petty. Next rank, douchebag. You're like,
Yeah.
I quit this. I'm going to the
Yeah,
Marines.
What the hell?
I'm going to be a
Yeah.
Navy SEAL. At least they get respected.
Both my grandfathers were
Navy
in the
SEALs?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
not Navy SEAls, just
You should,
Navy.
you should find out what their ranks were.
I should. Well, my grandpop was a Navy engineer.
Navy engineer?
Yeah.
Because I think it's like petty and then like petty officer. I'm going to Google this real quick. Navy ranking names.
I can't.
Yeah.
Seaman to petty.
Seaman to... I think it's fucked up, but...
It is. They should give them better names.
Navy ranking system. I'm going to get like fucking their football team. Watch. All right. So it goes grade INSG. It's abbreviated title. Then it goes to seaman recruit, seaman apprentice,
Oh.
then a seaman, and then petty officer, 3 to 1, and then chief petty officer. I don't want that. Like,
No.
that's not doesn't sound awesome at all.
Chief petty officer.
And
So
then
your brother's pretty high up there.
he said he's a seaman level 2, but
Yeah.
I don't even see. It only just
Not
goes
up
from
there?
seaman apprentice to seaman. So maybe there's like different levels of seaman,
sub-levels.
and then you become petty.
different levels of seaman.
There's so many different levels of seaman, and then there's senior chief petty officer, then master chief petty officer, then fleet commander master chief petty officer.
No.
Yeah, just drop the petty. And then
It's a jumble.
and
It's
then
too much.
Master Chief of the Navy. Oh, Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy is the highest you can get. Wait, no, there's more. Chief Warrant Officer.
Is naval officer anything? I feel like that should just.
Yeah,
That's.
I guess. And then there's Chief Warrant. Warrant's kind of cool.
Yeah. Chief petty naval officer petty time.
Yeah. Captain,
Captain. Jesus.
Fleet Admiral. I think that's like the top. That's like the when you max out on Call of Duty and you stop prestiging. You're not a video game player.
No,
right?
I'm not. Nope.
All right, so that one-
Sorry, lost on me.
that was
Gone.
What else are you into? Like you said, you're into movie. You said you watch some movies. Are you into movies?
Yeah, I watch the movies. I watch movies that Joey likes watching mostly.
Okay. Yeah,
And I enjoy them too. Yeah.
What does he like?
He's really into movies. He likes, man, some artsy film, some horror movies. I'm not really a huge horror fan.
No.
Like psychological horror films, I can get down with.
What about like? Do they legit scare you?
Like gory stuff, I don't like. I don't like gore for no reason.
Oh boy, I just seen one recently that was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Cannibal Holocaust would not be your movie.
I can't deal with that.
There's some fucked up shit in that movie.
Or people that are being held against their will, like prisoner movies.
Oh.
Scares the shit out of me. It's probably held somewhere against my will in like a past life.
Past life.
Yeah, that always freaks me out.
Maybe you're in like Vietnam or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was in the Holocaust.
Maybe.
Come back as a German Brit.
And you're just guilty of your
suppressing it.
Yeah, you're suppressing your white guilt, your German guilt.
Yeah, I could watch, like, we watched Parasite last week.
Okay.
That, I guess it was Academy Award winning.
Oh,
film.
the Korean one.
Yes.
You got to read the whole thing.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, not into that.
I mean, I'll try it.
Yeah, it was really good.
I read Inglourious
It's
Bastards,
dubious.
most of it.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
I never saw that.
It's a great movie.
I might be able to watch it.
Some gore, though.
Yeah, I might.
You watch a guy get his brains beat in with a baseball bat by the bear Jew.
That happens in another movie. That happens in Pan's Labyrinth.
And
ever see
Casino.
Casino?
Yeah.
That's good.
And Casino. He gets his...
He like beats the shit out of that guy with the end of a bottle
Mm-hmm.
in his face.
Yeah, right in his face.
Mm-hmm. Right in the face.
Right in the face. do you like play video games or anything like that?
No, I don't.
Not a video game player?
I'm big into Tetris.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Tetris is fun. There's a game right now you could play if you had a system. It's called Tetris 99. And what it is, it's like 199 people play Tetris at the same time.
What?
And last one standing wins.
That's awesome.
It's fucking so much fun.
That'd be fun. I used to have Tetris Party for the Wii. That was like my jam. I would waste a whole Saturday playing Tetris. Super lame.
The music.
Yeah.
Like the Russian.
Yeah. I used to play like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro when I was younger. It's really
games that are just super aggravating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like early 2000s.
And so what, if you had to pick a movie, what would be your genre? Are you like a romantic comedy? Chick flicks?
Nah, I need to be in the right mood for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I just throw on a movie I've seen a million times just to have something playing.
What's your top five?
Like really, like I actually love the movie.
Yeah. I'm secretly judging right now. Just by
Okay, that's fine. The first movie I ever really liked, like a lot, was Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh, it's Steve Carell?
Yes.
Never seen it, but I heard it was good.
Great movie.
That was your first movie you seen you liked?
Not the first like memorable, like, oh wow, that was a really good movie. Just all around. Nobody gets what they want.
Yeah.
In that movie.
Really?
It's like just like real life.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like when horror movies end with no good happy ending. Everyone dies.
I feel like they don't normally.
Yeah.
Especially if you're.
There's always like that one girl who survives.
Die
like,
first.
Yeah.
You're a black guy.
Yeah. If you're the black guy, black or brown, and don't have sex in a horror movie.
We were watching. Yeah, never. Why? There was the fuck movie was it? We were watching something. There was a black guy in it. It's like two guys. One of them was black. I'm like, oh, he's gonna die in the next 10 minutes, and he did.
Yep.
Of course. So predictable. What other movies? I'm terrible at recollecting things that I like. It just kind of like becomes part of me, and I like totally forget about it until I see it, or like something reminds me of it.
Is there like a movie that if it's on TV, you won't turn it off?
It would probably never be on TV, but Ace Ventura Pet Detective, When Nature Calls.
The second one?
That's the second one, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
When he comes out the rhino's ass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of hot in those. I used to watch that when I was in like
I may
fourth
ask you
grade.
a question. The first one's when he goes to the Miami Dolphins, right?
Yeah, that was the first one. Yeah, that's right. That would not fly now.
Yeah, because it was
Because of the tranny.
Transgender, cross-dresser.
I guess you're not allowed to say tranny, so I just fucked your podcast.
Yeah,
myself.
thanks a lot.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, it's not that. I think a lot of it is just a lot of people are still new to this.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to come at it.
Yeah, how to speak about it,
Yeah.
what words to use.
I think I listened to a podcast yesterday actually about this. Chris Jericho is a wrestler, and he had on a guest named Nyla Rose, and she's the first ever female transgender women's champion in the AEW.
Nice.
And she kind of says, like, listen, if you make a honest attempt, like if you fuck up or you say something wrong, it's not like it's over. But at least if you're making an honest attempt and like try the pronouns, it's okay to slip up here and there because it's still new to everybody.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to come with that.
Yeah.
Especially when you're trying to put a sentence together.
And even she says, she goes, what's the difference between a transvestite or a crossdresser or being, and then like some people are like, well, you are a man who wants to become a woman but you're still dating women, that doesn't make sense. Well, just because you feel like a woman doesn't change your what you're attracted to sexually. Like you could still technically be bisexual, but you personally feel like you are a man or a woman.
Yeah, just do whatever you want.
Who cares?
I don't care.
It's not affecting my life at all.
If you're happy, do whatever
I don't care.
You want to wear women's clothes? You want to wear men's clothes? You want to have sex with men and women, or either one? I don't care.
Have fun.
Don't care. You're not hurting anybody.
Did you listen to Dave Chappelle's skit about that?
No.
He's like, all the LGBTQ are in a car, and he's like, the gays are like, oh, right, and then the lesbians are like, damn, like, and then the bisexuals in the back car are like, I'll fuck everyone in this car.
Yes.
And then all the gays look at the bisexuals like, you're nasty.
Sickos. That's great.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
He's really funny.
Yeah.
And then he gets in trouble because he says stuff that's inappropriate. But that's fucking comedy.
It is. That's what comedy is about. And, man, you can get offended by anything.
Yeah.
And anything could be a trigger, too, for people. Like, if you have PTSD, you don't blame, I don't know, fucking Cher for being in the room when you were beaten with a chair when you were a kid. Like, you're going to get mad at somebody for having chairs at their dining room table?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Sometimes in life, you have to just make as much compromise as somebody else around you.
Yeah.
So if something triggers you, like for example, like for me with my body and my joint disorder, it is not fun for me to be out in the cold and walking around and doing certain things. But you know what? If I'm with a group of people, I'm not going to walk around the whole time going, I'm in so much pain. My life sucks. Like, no, because I'm not going to bring everyone else's time down as well. Like, I'm going to, like, hey guys, if you don't mind, can I just sit for a moment? I'll catch up. Like, just compromise everything.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't make other people feel like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you think of any other movies there?
No, I didn't.
All right. So if I had to, I'll give you. So I'm The Breakfast Club.
Oh, hell yes.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Goodfellas.
I never saw Goodfellas.
Goodfellas is great. Wolf on Wall Street is a really good one.
That is a good movie.
And if I had to throw like a horror movie in there, I really like Scream. Scream's it? You never saw Scream?
Never saw Scream.
It's fantastic. It's like a who's done it the entire time. You're like the whole time you're like, who the fuck is the killer?
Shit.
It's really good. It was a masterpiece.
Might be able to watch it.
It's a classic.
When I was little, I saw what is it? I Could See Dead People. What the hell's the name of that?
Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense. Thank you. I saw that when I was young, and that freaked me the hell out.
Yeah.
So I just stayed away from horror movies.
Yeah, and then like Forrest Gump is up my list. If that's on, I watch it. The Warriors, I'm a big fan of.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. I'm into everything. I'm very diverse.
Yeah.
Comic books, video games. I'm a giant nerd.
Comic books. So, what?
Recycled comic books.
Yeah. Do you say graphic novel ever, or is it just strictly
There's comic books and graphic novels. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
what is the difference? Do you
all right.
think?
So like a comic book is a single issue.
Yeah.
Where it's like there's a continuation. So like Batman 1 through 752 are comic books.
Okay.
And then you have compilations where it's like Batman 1 through 50 is all put in one book, and it's a giant book, and it's a compilation. I might be even saying that wrong, or a compendium or whatever they call them. Yeah. And then a graphic novel is one complete story.
Okay.
And it's a lot. It's not like one issue. It's the complete.
Yeah.
Like what they'll do too is they'll take a run. So say if Batman issue 1 through 50 tells one story, they'll put those in and make it could be a novel, but that doesn't always happen either. That could be considered like a run.
Okay.
Like they'll bunch it together by that. But that graphic novel is like Batman has a monthly or weekly comic book, and then Batman the Killing Joke is one story that's a graphic novel.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, that can get really confusing.
Watchmen.
Yeah.
That's a graphic novel.
Yeah.
Sin City was a graphic novel. It wasn't released in a bunch of segments.
Is Sandman a graphic novel or a comic book?
That I'm not sure. Sandman is not the Spiderman villain Sandman.
I'm talking about Neil Gaiman.
Like the horror movie?
No. Did you read Sandman?
I know.
What about
the Sandman?
Good Omens?
The Sandman is actually by Vertigo. I've
Yes.
seen the art, but I've never read it.
Yeah.
It is a comic book series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I always kind of consider that a graphic novel. I don't know what the hell my distinction.
Yeah, because you can buy like the entire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be more of a comp. Yeah.
Sweet. So, what's your favorite comic book?
I like Batman.
Series. Yeah.
I'm a Batman guy. I think this is because Batman's super deep, and I think if you take a deeper dive into the character of Batman, like, did you see the Joker movie?
No.
You haven't seen it yet? You should check it out.
I should.
It's really
I want
good.
to.
So that movie, a lot of people watch it, and then you could watch it and think many different things. You could be like, oh my God, I myself suffer from mental disabilities or mental illness, and I think these thoughts and I suppress it. Maybe I should let it go and do this. No, that's not good. You should not want to hurt people, and you shouldn't use mental illness to do that. But on the same token, if you see people, and then you watch the movie and go, well, that guy's a fucking nutcase and he deserves what he gets, you're the same person who stepped over him when he was struggling his entire existence and didn't help.
Yeah.
And then in the movie, he kind of, like, government funding is gone, so he doesn't get his medication anymore, and he can't go to therapy anymore. So then he becomes a lost soul in society who's going to do some bad things because we don't care them as people.
Yeah.
Then on the same token, so everyone's one bad day away from being the Joker.
Yeah.
And I think that's the easier route in life to take, where you can just throw it away, give up, and be evil and maniacal and cause chaos. Where on the other town circle side of things, you're Batman. You watch your parents die. You're fucking rich. You know, now you're an orphan who lives with his butler in $1 billion mansion and has all this money, and he could just fucking do whatever he wants. He can easily become the Joker with money. He could easily fucking not do anything and just be a lazy piece of shit. But he chooses to grow up, leave his money behind, and go and train and become martial arts and live in the streets and live in the dumpsters and see what it's like to be that lifestyle, and then actively make a change to make it better. And so there's two different paths you could do. Like, even Batman could have taken many forks in the road as well as the Joker, but he chose to go that route.
Yeah.
So there's never an excuse. It kind of goes back to the hard work ethic. There's never an excuse.
Totally.
If you're sitting there saying you're down on yourself, saying it's never going to work, why? Is it not going to work because you don't want it to work, or is it work because you have too many excuses blocking your path?
Right.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example of like choosing. It's a choice to be a good person, and Batman's a perfect example of that. I never really thought about it in such a deep, profound way.
Yep.
I should read it.
And Batman is more or less, when he's Bruce Wayne and he's like a playboy philanthropist and he's banging chicks and he's a big, doing all that. That's his cover up, because he truly feels himself when he's Batman. So, like, the reason I don't like Christian Bale as Batman, because when he was Batman and he's putting on this really deep voice, he was acting to be Batman.
It's totally fake.
So when you listen to Kevin Conroy, who voices Batman in the comic books and in the video games and you can't voice him in the comic books, in the animated series and anytime it's animated, when he's Bruce Wayne, he kind of talks a little higher. Yeah. But when he's Batman, he's down here, and this is his normal speaking voice, because he doesn't have to act to be Batman. Yeah. Batman is who he is. Bruce Wayne is his alter ego. Like, he's changed his life that much that his actual self is not who he really is.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's such a cool character.
I like that.
And I can really break down any character, but that's why I like Batman the most. And his villains are fucking fantastic.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I think my other runner-up, I like Daredevil a lot.
I never read it.
Daredevil is you know anything about Daredevil? Mm-hmm. He's a lawyer, but he grew up as his dad was a boxer. It depends on there's different variants, but I'll give you one story. His dad was a boxer, and he watched his dad fight and everything like that. And then one day he was walking on the street, and somebody was about to get hit by a car, and he pulls the guy away, and there was a big fucking accident, and the truck was carrying chemicals, and the chemicals splashed in his eyes, and he became blind.
Oh.
And then he meets another blind guy, and he teaches him how to fight and use his senses. Yeah. But the chemicals also enhance his abilities, so he was able to still see and not be blind. Like, he can go by sound. Like, if he pings... So when Daredevil has his stick, he pings it, and then kind of like a sonar, like a bat, the sonar, cool. He pings it, the sound waves, and he can visually see everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so he's a blind superhero.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then Spiderman, he's a cool character. I like Spiderman a lot.
Spider-Man's always cool.
Yeah. so many cool stuff out there.
Yes.
There's awesome stories.
read-
That's why they're making the
a lot.
movies, because they're cool stories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
finally getting unearthed.
Yeah. Just years and years
Their
of these
desserts,
issues,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
now comic book nerds are like, these were fucking awesome forever.
Yeah, now all these white girls like them.
Yeah. There's yeah. Who would have thought? Yeah. You know, I'm telling a girl stuff about Batman. She's like, oh my God, he's so dreamy. It's like, not that didn't happen in high school.
Right.
Like, you fucking nerd.
Yeah,
Go talk to the quarterback.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's usually how
You're
it
like,
goes.
now you can go get it. That's actually, I think that's a Cheesefoot joke where you can get laid by your comic book knowledge now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a true
It's
thing.
true.
It's a true
It's totally
story.
true.
It doesn't work for my wife. She's still not impressed. Yeah. So, it's really cool stuff. And then, trying to think of another like comic book thing. Oh, how they're making the movies now. They're just getting really popular because those stories are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, same with video games. A lot of video games are getting really good to have really good stories, and people are like, "Oh, you're nerdy," and then they
Yeah,
put them in
I've
movies.
heard
Like,
that.
that was fantastic. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, we played that 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That was a video game."
That's nuts.
Yeah, there's a website, a guy on YouTube, like Comic Book Explained, sort of like the history of, and then type in like Batman, and this guy will give you like the entire history.
Sweet.
And he breaks it down. So a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're ever going to go see a superhero movie, and you want to kind of go into the theater and have a little more experience to it, just go do a YouTube search. I would recommend that to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh,
Get a background.
yeah.
Into what where the characters came from.
Mhm. And then this way, if they go into the theater and they change the character, you can be pissed off with the rest of us.
Yeah. As you should be. I hate
Yeah.
movies do that.
All right. So last time we played Answer the Internet, and it was interesting. We learned a lot about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was like
No one else will know.
No, and no one will ever know about him. Now
Just you.
only I know
Yeah.
your deviant side. Do you want to start with Poddex?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so Poddex, you can check out Poddex. They actually just came out with Poddex Interview Deck Part 2, and then they have 2 other decks that I did not purchase yet. But they're really cool. So if you're a podcaster and you're looking for ideas, so like if you have a guest and you want to ask them questions and kind of have fun towards the end of your episode, like we're going to have now, you can go to poddex.com and get yours. I am not sponsored. That's just me doing
Just
a cold.
plug it.
Yeah. And then they have episode decks. So I told her if she ever wants to come back and we have nothing to plug, because she's not a billionaire yet from her
Yeah, not
from
gonna
her wedding business that she's going to start, you can do an episode deck. So if you're sitting here and you're sitting with a friend and you're like, man, I don't know what we're going to talk about today, you pull out a card and it says, see 3 silly mistakes to avoid in life. And you could do a whole episode just
There you
talking
go.
about that. And then initially, the reason I found these pod decks is because we were initially going to try to do the box. And we did our own questions that we just found from the internet. And it just didn't do much. So we were going to have like people like add their own questions to the box, and it just never took off.
Oh.
So who knows? Maybe it'll
Yeah,
happen.
maybe I'll add one
So I'll
later.
give you a pod deck one.
Something. Yeah.
Pod deck. I always think I'm saying pod dick.
Pod deck.
Yeah. Who is your favorite? Oh, this is kind of where we just were. Who is your favorite hero of fiction?
Hero of fiction.
So someone who doesn't exist, really, and maybe they're a created character. It could be from a movie, TV show, comic books, video games. Like a character who is your favorite.
I guess that's man. I'm on the topic of comic books now because we were just talking about that.
Mhm.
Deadpool's pretty awesome.
Okay.
I did see that, and I did read a tiny bit, but I don't know the whole backstory of it. So you're probably like, "Fuck you."
No, Deadpool's cool. Deadpool. I'll give you a little history.
Yeah.
So Deadpool is a complete ripoff of a Batman character.
Really?
Yeah. So he's Slade Wilson,
Okay.
right? And he's Deadpool, right? So he was created from a character, literally the same costume, just changed colors, of Deathstroke.
Okay.
And Deathstroke's name is Wilson Slade.
Are you serious?
And he was a mercenary who had guns and swords
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
Shit.
He's a complete burner from another character.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does that happen a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most characters are complete burns of like DC will make a character and like 10 years later Marvel will be like, I want to make one too. Like Green Arrow, Hawkeye, they're
Yeah.
both bow and arrow guys. Batman is kind of a spoof. Batman was created and then they kind of spoofed Batman with like Black Panther. Billionaire guy who lives in the jungle who wore a suit that was very similar to Batman's. And then what happens too is like a comic book creator will work at like so Spawn was the same guy who was drawing Spiderman for a while,
Yeah.
and just took almost the same eyes, same everything, and kind of made his characters spawn look exactly like Spider-Man. Yeah, it happens a lot.
Man, so I picked like the worst one.
No, Deadpool's fun.
He's
Deadpool's
okay.
fun. He's getting popular now because he's funny. He breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah.
And they're trying to do that with Harley Quinn now. They're making Harley Quinn like that. So when you read her comics, she's like, she knows she's a comic book character.
Yeah.
And that's kind of whole Deadpool thing.
That's
like
pretty
Deadpool knows he's in a comic book.
Yeah.
And then he'll be like, he'll tap on like what you're reading. He'll tap on the comic book and be like, "Yo, asshole, you're gonna fucking write the next block." Like, and there's times where like there's comic books from Deadpool you should check out called Deadpool Kills, and it's like Deadpool kills the Marvel universe. So he goes to every Marvel character and kills them.
Nice.
And then at the very end of the comic, he jumps out of the comic and then goes into the writer's room where all the guys who are writing the comic and kills them, and he wins.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Rewrite yourself. That's cool.
Yeah. His thing is he can't die. He could not die. He died once. Thanos killed him. Or no, he died, but his thing is he's in love with Death. Death is Lady Death. And he's in love with her, and he wants to be with her. But then Thanos cursed him that he cannot die, even more so. Like, he can't even cross over because he doesn't want him to be with Death.
Makes sense as to why he's so cavalier with everything.
Yeah.
Just does not give a shit.
Nope, because he knows he can't die.
Yeah.
All right.
What about you? What's your...
It would still be Batman.
Yeah.
Another fictional character. This is going to sound super corny, but it's something I was always into, and then I met my wife, and she's super into it as well. I love Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
Yeah, I have Winnie the Pooh tattooed.
Yeah,
on
I
me.
saw that.
He has awesome quotes.
He
some
does.
Some of the coolest motivational quotes come from Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the movie?
No, I didn't. My stepdad always quotes Winnie the Pooh when he says, he's talking to Piglet about, oh man, how does it go? It's like, Pooh, like what are you most excited about or looking forward to tomorrow? And he's like, oh fuck, I don't remember. I'm fucking it up big time. But he's talking about how much he loves eating, basically, in the quote. It's like, what do you find the most exciting thing to be tomorrow, or what are you most looking forward to tomorrow? And he's like, oh, what I'm going to have to eat for breakfast. I'm totally
And
fucking it up.
it's spending the day with you, or
No, it's something like what I don't remember. Cool.
So these are from the movie. You should see the movie.
Yeah.
Sometimes the smallest things take up the most room in your heart. Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
Doing nothing often leads to the very best of something. And he goes, that's why I do nothing every day. Yeah. Trying to find the one. Your life is happening right now in front of you. There's one that was really good. If I suppose it's right where it needs to be. So that was another one too. That was really cool. People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. There's one from the movie I really, really like, and sometimes when I'm going somewhere, I wait, and then somewhere comes to me. But there was another one where it goes, I always get where I'm going by walking away from where I've been.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a really good one. But yeah, he's
deep.
Yeah, and sometimes it just comes off as a cheeky little character, and it goes right over people's heads. But if you actually listen to what he's saying, like, he has some cool fucking quotes.
I used to read Winnie the Pooh when I was little, or have it read to me.
Great books.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can be guaranteed one thing in life besides money, what would it be?
Probably health.
Health?
Yeah. I don't want to die from some weird disease.
I don't
cancer.
know. As long as it takes me quick, I don't care.
Yeah.
Here you go. Brag to me about the best things you have going on in the past 30 days. This should be easy for you, right?
No.
You come off as a very braggy person.
I've been doing not much of anything the past month. It's been super slow at work, so I'm just kind of coasting through every day. Yeah, doing a little bit of nothing, sitting at my desk.
Sometimes the best
working
nothing
through
comes
ideas. To you. Yeah, I can't say that I have anything of note.
If you had $100,000 to donate or create a charity, what would you do? See, these are very like wholesome.
They are.
And then we'll get to the answer of the internet,
wholesome.
and it'll be like, "What's the most fucking dick you sucked one?"
Balls out. I'd probably donate it to a wildlife refuge.
Okay. Charities
I
scare
know there are
the
dying
fuck out of me.
children, but
Charities scare the fuck out of me. Because I'm like, if I can donate money, like, does it really go to those fucking charities?
yeah.
It scares the hell out of me.
And people that work with animals typically have nothing and they live in the woods.
Yeah.
So they're not using the money. They actually enjoy living like that. So I think I would help them.
Which living person do you most admire?
Living person. Of course, I would say my mom, definitely number one. That's understood. But I also really admire Joey.
Yeah?
He just doesn't give a shit. He doesn't, or at least he comes across that way. Like, he does not care. Like, if he doesn't want to do something, he's just like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not submitting to that weird social obligation just because it seems like it's the right thing to do and everyone says it is. I'm not doing it.
He's awesome.
Yeah, I really do admire that. Learned a lot from him.
When you die, what do you want to be remembered for?
Doing what I want.
Being a badass motherfucker.
Just doing whatever I feel like doing.
I like it.
Yeah.
And you got that from Joey?
A little bit. Yeah, somebody else told me that as well, like a family friend. He's a real kook of a character, like a drunk guy, very intelligent man. But he was like, you know what, Helen? He was on speakerphone. I was in Japan visiting my aunt and uncle, and he's friends with them. So we had like a phone call.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know what, Helen? He's like, I really admire you. And I was like, oh, yeah? I'm like, what the hell is he going to say?
Here it comes.
Yeah, here we go. Dave tells all. And he's like, I really admire you because you just do whatever you want. And you love it. You do what you love doing, and you just make it happen.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't wait for anybody else to approve of it. You just kind of go for it. I was like, cool. I didn't know that I was doing that. But thanks, Dave.
It's nice to hear from an outside perspective.
Yeah.
All right, here we are. Answer
in
the
it.
internet. Would you rather know when you're going to die, or how are you going to die?
How?
How? Mm-hmm. Not when.
Not when.
But what if like you're gonna die like in a red car and it's raining out?
Yeah.
And then you're like,
yeah, I would never want to get in a red car.
Yeah.
Ever.
yeah. I think it causes more paranoia.
Maybe it would.
I would want to know when. I would just circle the date in the
Yeah.
calendar. And then when I get like a week away, I'm like bawling out. Like,
Yeah, what would you do?
oh my God. Debauchery.
Yeah. You don't even know until it would happen.
I would turn like I would have like a toga Roman party.
Yeah.
And just
Go crazy.
it'd just be bad. It would be bad. It would turn into Caligula. Would you rather go to heaven or become a ghost on Earth after you die?
I feel like a ghost on Earth.
Yeah, 100% ghost on Earth.
Yeah.
Because like I read the
Go
Bible,
wherever you want.
and heaven is pretty much like it's like praising. It's like going to church every day.
I'm not into that.
No, I don't even go to church now. I don't want to fucking die and go up there and do it again.
I went to church once, maybe 3 times a week when I was in school, so I really am not interested in
Yeah.
doing that ever again.
No,
Plus, if you're a ghost, you can go wherever you want, look at whatever you want.
maybe what if you're a ghost and you're like stuck in a house?
It doesn't say, it doesn't specify. So I'm assuming you can.
But ghosts don't
go wherever
travel.
you want. Why not?
That's like the rules of ghosts. Like if you die in a house, you're stuck in the house.
I guess you got fun with it.
Yeah. Unless you're so good at being a ghost, you're in like an abandoned house your whole life, and you're like, "Fuck, man!
Yeah.
I was having way too much fun, and now no one lives here, and I'm stuck in a fucking rotten house. This is horrible."
It's dark. I feel like
Yeah.
both of those suck, but I would choose the ghost.
So you're so good at being Beetlejuice that you're like,
Yeah.
no one lives in this house anymore.
All right.
Yeah. Like just one ghost is having a good time, and then the amnesty will happen. You know, now no one's there.
Yeah.
And now he's all alone. If a guy matches with his best friend's sister on Tinder, should he pursue it? This is a poll the internet question, so it's a yes or a no.
Should you pursue it seriously or as a joke?
Seriously. Well, all right, so let's just kind of break this down. So it doesn't have to be a guy and a girl. It could be, say it's like you have a brother, you have siblings?
No.
No. Okay. Do you have a friend who has a sibling?
Yeah.
All right, you find her brother on Tinder. Now, Tinder, from what I understand, I've been out of this game a long time and with my wife a long time. Tinder is just pretty much a hookup site, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so you're pursuing it to hook up.
Yeah.
Should they pursue it?
Morally, no, but I mean, I guess
YOLO.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, fuck it. YOLO.
Yeah.
Go for it. Do you think you could beat any creature on Earth if you had 2 samurai swords? Like you versus a lion, but you have 2 samurai swords in your hand.
Like you're a lion?
No, you're
versus any animal.
versus any animal or any creature.
Sure, I'll take confidence. Say yes.
Just hope they're sharp.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't say if they're sharpened.
Would you rather have to be random your weekly paycheck ranging from 0 to double your paycheck, or what you eat dinner for every night? So you're going to randomly eat something for dinner every night, or you would randomly get a paycheck from 0 to double what you make now. I randomly eat dinner now. I don't even take...
Yeah, I eat random dinner.
If I get 0, I'm fucking fighting somebody.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Would you... These are not bad. I don't know. You got really lucky.
Dirty. They're all very tame.
Would you rather always have the hiccups or always have a headache?
Hiccups.
Hiccups?
Yeah. Because you could turn that into
I always have the hiccups because... Oh, all right, here we are. Would you rather would you rather lose your ability to taste food or to feel sex?
Ugh. Taste food? Ah, that's so hard because I love food. And of course, sex is great, but...
Yeah, if it didn't feel good, you wouldn't do it.
Yeah, but... Let's taste food. That's really hard. I'm going to say taste food.
Taste food?
Yeah.
Wow.
What about you?
I would sacrifice tasting food.
Yeah.
I'm a picky eater, so then I wouldn't have to eat anything. I gotta eat whatever I want.
I was just thinking like you could eat whatever healthy fucking crazed food.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You're super healthy and you can still have sex and enjoy it.
Yeah. That's what I'm going with.
Sounds like a fine way to live.
Would you rather fight Mike Tyson or sound like him the rest of your life?
Oh my god. How old is he now?
The rest of your life. Oh, yeah, to fight him?
Yeah.
I seen a video of him not too long ago. I still wouldn't fight him. It'd be scary. He's a bad man.
I guess I'll sound like him. Because I'd probably sound like him if I fought him. Probably have some kind of like severe handicap.
If you had a one-time pass to commit any crime what would you commit?
I would rob a bank.
Yeah.
I didn't have to worry about anything.
Oh, well,
Get on the money.
That was a super sporty one. You probably would.
What?
Would you rather be hairless or never be able to have to cut your hair, or never be able to cut your hair?
Never be able to cut my hair.
Now, hair means everything.
All hair.
All hair.
But how long does all
because
hair
Because he does have a
grow?
beard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't... Hairless is weird. That's so weird.
You just wear a wig and draw eyebrows on.
Yeah, I guess.
Walk around look like a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
So much money you would save on shampoo and conditioner.
You would. Can you burn it, though? I'm getting, like, crafty with the solution. Like, if you can't cut it, can you burn your hair? It smells disgusting. But if, like, you had to... I'm going around.
No,
like a really direct question.
There's no. You're like,
like, hold on. Can I light it on fire though? It's a different way to trim.
If you were guaranteed an Olympic medal, but in the Paralympics, and someone said they would severely hurt you to make you eligible, would you do it?
Handicapped Olympics?
Yeah. You're guaranteed to win and get that medal.
Guaranteed.
But someone had to hurt you to make it happen.
You'd be permanently handicapped.
Yeah.
No, what the fuck kind of claim to fame is that?
Yeah, that would be horrible. Nobody would want that. A medal's not worth it.
No.
Would you rather... Oh, here we go. Eating felt as good as sex, but you wouldn't have a penis, or a.k.a. vagina for you. Or sex made you feel like you just ate a big meal with bloating and weight gain. So pretty much, would you have sex, but it made you feel like you ate a bunch of food? Yeah. Or would you eat food and it felt like you had sex?
Eat food and feel like I have sex. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You're like, give me a chocolate milk.
Yeah.
You're like, ah!
That'd be so much better.
That'd be great.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Would you rather sit on a cake and eat a dick, or sit on a dick and eat a cake?
Sit on a dick and eat a cake.
That'd be insanely weird.
I guess that's horrible for you.
Yeah. You're just...
Whatever. No big deal.
You put the fucking cake down.
It was a concert I went to in New York. It was a Halloween show, and they had a bunch of like in between acts, and this one woman was on stage for at least 10 minutes, ass fucking a cake on stage, just like bouncing all over it. There's cake everywhere. I've never seen anything like it. Just made me think of that.
Would you rather be a world-class dancer, a world-class singer, or a world-class fighter?
Fighter would be cool.
Fighter would be really cool, but being on stage and singing, and I'm not even good at it, is fucking so much fun.
It'd be fun. I thought dancing first,
dude,
just because I want to be like limber, spry, graceful.
Here's the thing: if I were to dance right now, it's funny, right? Like, because I'm not a good dancer. But like, if I was a really good dancer, like if Chad and Tatum walked in here and just like fucking started going around the room, you'd be like, dude's fucking good.
Yeah,
fucking good.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's tough. That's tough. Though I want to lead towards a fighter, but I don't want brain damage. I mean, but if you're world class, are you not getting hit?
Yeah, you're never feeling you're winning.
I'm still going
fight.
Singer.
I might go dancer. I might go with my intuition, because I first was like, ooh, dancer, yeah.
All right, here we go. We're here. Poll the internet. Which is better, oral sex or normal sex? Depends on what you call normal sex.
Yeah, what is normal sex?
We'll just say vanilla sex, I guess.
Yeah. I guess normal sex.
Normal sex is better?
Yeah.
Do you... What? Do you wipe while standing or sitting?
Sitting.
Sitting. I only have to worry about wiping one thing.
Yeah.
Unless it changes for you. I don't know.
No.
I don't have your parts.
It's pretty much the same. It's just extended.
Yeah.
It's just more surface.
You just got to be careful you don't wipe too far.
There. Yeah.
Would you rather cure cancer or prove aliens are real or prove ghosts are real?
Prove aliens are real.
Over cancer.
I just totally ignored the cancer thing.
You're like, fucking aliens? Aliens know the cure to cancer.
Aliens.
It's still going aliens.
Aliens.
Thousands of people die a day with cancer, and you wouldn't know green people are real.
They are.
I'm going with ghost.
Thank you.
Would you rather sit down with your parents and watch every sexual encounter you've ever had, or sit by yourself and watch every tape of every night, or sit down by yourself and watch a tape of the night they conceived you?
Oh, I'd rather sit by myself and watch them
conceive you.
Oh yeah, than have my parents watch every sexual encounter I've ever had.
It'd be a funny conversation.
I guess.
I have a sense of humor.
I wouldn't be able to.
Half of them be my dad, be like, "I was right in the next room, you fucking animal." In order to live, you'd have to kill a blind child who had the greatest voice of our generation. Or are you killing the kid? No, I don't want to live that bad.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna kill a child.
Yeah.
They still have a life to live. But then I'm still not curing cancer, so...
Would you...
still...
Yeah. Would you rather...
I
guess this would be... Would you rather someone else? Because I don't think this is a girl problem. Would you rather prematurely come in your pants before sex or cry mid-sex?
Prematurely, because at least it's happening.
Yeah, I got mine.
Yeah.
You know?
Whatever.
I got mine. You're on your own. Could you go to your barber if he was very racist? What if they cut the best hair, but the entire but they're just super racist and terrible people?
It'd be hard to support them.
Yeah, but they're
are they overtly racist? Like,
yeah,
that'd be hard. I guess I wouldn't go.
All right, so this one's a boner question, but we'll just play it off as every time you're in the mood. If every time you got a boner, the same song would start playing, which song would you want? I know mine.
I don't know.
I'd have two.
It'd probably be some like Massive Attack songs. They're super like dubby and
So
sexy.
the easiest one that just comes to the top of your mind is the Eye of the Tiger.
Oh yeah.
Dan.
Yeah.
Dan.
That's a perfect dick song.
But I would probably pick Kanye West Power. Oh. I've been living in the 21st century, doing something real. Just walk around. Yeah! Because every superhero needs his theme music. No one man should have all that power. It's a huge boner song.
Perfect.
It's great.
I think it's probably written for boners.
It was. That's exactly why he wrote it.
Yeah.
For that card. Who has the easier job? Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny?
The easier job?
Yeah.
I guess the Easter Bunny. What does he do? Tells your parents to buy candy.
He hides eggs. And baskets. Oh, he puts baskets. Oh, he puts baskets in your house. I think
baskets.
I never had.
With like plastic Easter grass. What is that noise right now?
I think someone's house is burning down.
Oh, I thought it was aliens.
Or some local football sports team won a fucking game, so they're going to give them a parade through town.
Parade through town.
Yeah.
When that happens. Wow.
Yeah. All right. Well, this will be the last one of these, and then we'll switch over to our corny ones. Would you rather get videotaped every night you go out to have to watch it with your significant other's mom, or have their mom have a copy of every text you've ever sent?
It's the first one.
Every time you go out, they videotape it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Every text I've ever sent? Do I text anything that vulgar? Not really.
I mean, I probably do to my fucking stupid guy
But
friends.
Also, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I'd go videotape. My
Videotape's
my
fine.
mother-in-law could watch me go out every night. She'd be highly
I
disappointed
feel like
in me.
Dolores
But
wouldn't really care. She's,
I think my
I don't have a
my mother-in-law
technically, I guess, but
yeah, my mother-in-law definitely knows I'm a fucking idiot.
she wouldn't be surprised. I guess,
she'd be
by
like,
anything you're doing.
That's him.
Of course.
All right, this one's a Nikolai one. This is a deep one, and then we'll do like a couple of these and we'll wrap up.
All right.
Would you rather be hurt physically or mentally?
Mentally.
Really?
Yes.
I'd go physically.
Because that's something psychologically you can work through on your own, and you learn about yourself through that process.
Some do you though?
Yeah.
It's always there.
It is always there, but you also get really good art from that.
That's true.
When you're emotionally scarred, that's where the best art comes from.
I'd go physically. I've been beat up and picked on, and I'd take beat up. I'd take fucking beat up all day long.
Just get punched in the face.
Yeah, I'll
repeatedly.
take that all day. What Power Ranger color would you be, and why?
They're kind of racist, right?
Yeah, 100%. The old ones were super racist.
Going yellow.
That's Heidi's favorite.
Yeah.
Because she's Asian.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love Asians. Love them.
Me too.
My aunt, they're also fairly racist, but my aunt said she lives in Japan, and she said a lot of people say, "Oh, you're a hard-boiled egg, or you're a banana, like you're Asian on the outside, but white on the inside, like you act like a white person, or a
banana.
hard-boiled egg."
A banana would be funny.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Heidi's a banana.
I like to joke that I'm a hard-boiled egg to myself. I don't actually say it out loud until today.
That you're Asian inside?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Might be.
I don't even know what the equivalent would be. I am white on the outside and black on the inside.
What would that be?
I don't know. I don't know anything that has that. I'm a snowball with a piece of coal in the middle. I don't know.
Melting snowman?
Yeah, because it's funny because I go out to parties and stuff, and they'll play rap music, and I'll just start going crazy, and they're like, "How the fuck do you know this?" I'm like, secretly into this. Yeah, not secretly at all. But what question about you would you pick? All right, hold on. Let me reread this.
Yeah, it's all right.
What question about you would you pick if any time you asked it to someone, they had to be 100% honest with you?
Okay, so what would I ask somebody if I knew they had to be honest?
Yeah, you had one like lasso of truth question. Lasso of truth is a Wonder Woman reference. If you're, yeah.
What would I ask people if I knew they had to be honest? Let's see. What do you truly want out of your life? Want from your life?
That would be. You would ask them a question about themselves.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to know anything about you, like how they thought about you.
No, I don't care.
Like, do you love me? Ooh, that's deep.
I guess. What is love?
Yeah. A good thing that's not. I'd be like Jim Carrey, for like half my life.
Oh yeah,
yes.
liar.
Yeah. The pen is blue.
Yeah. I used to watch that a lot too. It's good, man.
If you were a ghost, what or who would you want to haunt?
That's a good question. I don't know. I can't think of any. Like, my initial reaction would be to like fuck with people, and I'm not sure who I would want to fuck with. So I can't really choose somebody. But so I might pick a location. Probably woods somewhere to really like, I don't know, haunt it. Stupid. Just gonna haunt the woods.
Like a fucking that movie with the Suicide Forest.
What is that?
There's a
horror movie. I've never seen.
It's a horror movie, but it's based on an like actual forest. It's debatable if it's real or not, but there's a forest in Japan where people go into and commit suicide.
Oh, that's not surprising.
Yeah.
Might be real.
What movie or video game universe would you like to live in?
Oh, I feel like we went over that last time.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what I said, and I definitely didn't think about it further. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd
There's
be
so
tough.
much dead air in between these questions for me.
That's okay. I think you ever see Ready Player One? That'd be kind of cool.
No,
You live
I
like a
haven't seen
virtual reality world, and play
be
video
pretty cool.
games, and like live in the Matrix would be kind of dope.
Yeah.
As long as you're not keen on the Matrix, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
but technically, I guess we would be that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
Fuck.
What has been the worst thing you've ever been dared to do?
Nothing. I don't
Nothing?
know. I feel like as a girl, I don't really get dared to do that
do
much.
stuff?
Yeah.
What would be the worst superpower to have while sleepwalking?
Worst superpower while sleepwalking? I don't know. Like what?
I think we asked this question one time before with the one podcast guys, and I found out that I have this. I don't know if it's. I feel so strange saying this, but so he was telling me that like he used to do this thing when he'd be with his like ex-girlfriend, that he would like have sex with her, and then wake up the next day and she'd compliment him on it, and he wasn't there for it. Like he was.
Oh shit.
He would like sleep sex.
Sexsomnia is a real thing.
Yeah, I have it.
I may as well sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, if you're under stress.
Really?
Yeah, it comes out like I think Joey might have it. I think it's mostly me though, because he's like, "Oh, I thought you were really into that," and I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Heidi will text like wake. She'll tell like the next day because she leaves early and she'll like wake up. And she'll be like, "Yo, last night was fantastic," and I was like, "What?" And she's like, she goes,
God.
"What do you mean?" I was like, "What?" Because I guess she like, I guess I'm different. I guess like you said, you're really into it.
Yeah.
And I was like, Heidi, I don't recall that at all. But it's not like, all right, so I don't want to be like I'm a fucking weirdo. Like if you were to sleep over my house, I'm not going to walk downstairs. You know what I mean? Like
That'd be terrible.
Yeah, like
it's not really super.
I have shared beds with people before, and it's never happened.
Yeah.
I think it's more like you're in a comfort spot, and the person with you is that person.
Right.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
It's really strange.
I don't think it's happened recently, or if it has, he hasn't told me anything about it. But I do remember, in particular, there's one time. I guess I was, getting into something, and I like kind of woke up, and he was on top of me. I was like, "What are you doing?" Like, are we doing that? And he's like, "Oh, I thought." I'm like, "What is happening?" I'm like, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah.
It's already
Yeah.
in the middle of it, I guess.
Yeah, there's been times where
So weird.
I woke like the one time it was happening, and I guess like it was taking long, and I woke up and I was like, "What?" And she's like, "What's the matter?" And I was like, "I just woke up." she's like, "Oh, you weren't." I'm like, "Nope." Yeah, I was like,
God.
"I'm gonna go back to sleep."
Yeah,
She's
wow.
like, "Yeah."
She's like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, it's so
like
strange.
hanging here.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a real thing until I talked to him about
Yeah.
it. So that's my
It
superpower.
really freaked me out because I was like, he would never do anything.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I didn't want to do, but because I don't want to make it sound like that. But
Yeah. You
Yeah,
creepy Joey.
so-
No, I'm with you, bud. If you had unlimited funds to build a house that you would live in for the rest of your life, and what would your finished house be?
oh shit,
This is a super easy one for me.
I would have a large property, acreage, and it'd be like super self-sustaining. I'd have like I don't know. I'm sticking with my recycled thing and doing good for the environment. I have like solar panels, but it'd be like super tricked
Nice.
out, and I'd have a nice like real toilet with a plumbing system. I don't know, dude. It'd be insane. I would live comfortably. I would still have all of like the modern.
I would have a complete
commodities.
recreation of Bruce Wayne's manor with the Batcave underneath it.
I know it.
Yeah, 100. I'd have the library. I'd open William Shakespeare's
Secret
head.
passages.
Yeah, like the Clue house.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Clue, this weekend is gonna at the Majestic Theater in Pottsville.
Yeah.
They're doing a play of Clue.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, so you guys listening, we're way behind. It's already happened, but I'm just letting you know.
Maybe you went.
If you're into this, you should definitely check it
Yeah,
out.
that sounds
It's a
cool.
cool movie.
We watched Knives Out, which is similar to Clue.
Oh, I heard it was good.
It was really good.
I have to check it out.
I recommend it. It was a fun movie.
So you have your online store.
Yes.
You have your Instagram. You have your Facebook. Where can people find you?
People can find me online.
What are
on
the links?
Instagram. Oh Hell's Bells is my Instagram.
You got me ringing. Hell's bells.
Oh Hell's Bells. And my website is hellsbellshandmade.com. I post mostly on Instagram. Sometimes I
Get your
go on
handies from
Facebook.
Hell's bells.
Get me there. Yeah. Yep. You can private message me. You can follow me, like my stuff, and follow the links if they are available. But my website is linked in my Instagram, so Instagram's probably the best way to find me.
Awesome. Anything else you want to get out or talk about before we cut you out of here?
No, I'm good.
Awesome.
That's
Well,
it.
I super appreciate you coming out and doing this again.
Thanks, dude.
It's a lot
Thanks for
longer
having
this
me.
time too. We got a little out of you.
Whoa.
Almost like an hour and 45 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's a long one.
Yeah. So I'll send you your shirt.
Yeah, thank
I'll
you.
send- I'll send it in the
Thanks
mail
for
to you.
doing that too, by the way.
No problem. Thank you for driving back. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. And when you get it, take a little photo.
I will.
Put it on the post.
Yeah, I'll post it.
I like. So I always tell people if they buy merch to definitely take a picture and send it to us. We'll definitely put it up there because it's cool. Because I think if other people see that people buy merch, like, oh, it's a real thing. Yeah, they're really fun. If you like what you hear, check out all the links below for her links as well as ours. You can check out the T-shirts and everything and all that cool stuff. But that'll do it for Interviews with Every People. Here's some Churches and Trains, some Tim Mingle.
And I just wanna get off of the floor. And I just wanna get off of the floor. 'Cause I still can't sleep without medication. Can't let my thoughts run wild while I still think I got one. And I care too much about my reputation. And I'm tired of sleeping on this floor. Yeah, I'm tired of sleeping on this floor.